So I'm making some primitive glue to make a stone knife. I have added a little bit of beeswax that I got out of an old abandoned building that was getting torn down, and we processed that down into a chunk of beeswax. And I'm adding it to some of the pine pitch glue that I had previously made off of a glue stick. This already has some charcoal in it. I felt like it needed a little bit of wax or oil to it. And then I think I'll also add this little bit of cattail as well, just to give it a little more binding strength. So right now I've got it in a clamshell, just stuck in to a split piece of cane, holding it over an oil lamp. Of course, you could use a campfire as well. So that's kind of the process here. I'm gonna mix it a little bit, put in that fiber, and hopefully I'll get the consistency I'm looking for this time. Wasn't quite right last time, so that's why I'm reworking it. So one of the things I discovered hunting last fall, especially in Montana and then also here in Tennessee in the deer season, is that if your glue is too brittle, your points just get broken away from your arrows, just in transport sometimes. And if it doesn't have enough fiber or fibrin in there, it will just melt in the heat sometimes, and you'll have your points get crooked or get moved out of place when you're moving them around. So trying to correct a couple of those issues, experimenting with it a little bit. So I'll show you what it looks like now. I've added the cattail in there. It's kind of bubbling, and we just got it in the clamshell here. So let it get good and hot, and then we'll apply it. So I'm just going to I've got my handle here and my blade, and I'm just going to make sure I know which way I want the blade to fit, because sometimes a stone point or blade will fit better one way, turned one way or the other. Okay, and then that should be how it fits together. So kind of remember which side is up, and then I'm going to put some glue in the knife. Probably actually should have use this other clamshell. Dip some of that in there. The smells to this stuff are really good as well, because of the pine pitch and the beeswax in my case, or oils that you might use. Okay, so I'm just gonna push that on there, and then as it cools, I may kind of just move that glue around a little bit with my finger. You can burn yourself. Then I've got a wad of sinew over here that I was chewing, and we'll start wrapping that around. If I can get it unstuck from my hand here. I'm just going to take that and run it around the blade. This style of blade that this is not really going over the stone per se. It's just kind of wrapping the base. I could cross over. I may do that. Just to give it a little more support. So I'll finish wrapping this and then, yeah, see what it looks like there. Hopefully the new glue is gonna help out. Didn't have quite enough sinew prepared, so that's how I get it ready. Just chew it up. The saliva just makes it pliable, and just kind of chew it up a little bit, soften it up a little bit. So here's the finished wrap. Hasn't dried yet, so we'll see what it looks like after that. There's my glue pot, and here's some of my supplies I was using over here. Another big old point over there. This is the flake I carved the wax off with.